June the 29th, 2020. Guys, it's 9:30 p.m. Central Time right now. Just did about 11-hour turnaround drive that I had to do. Kind of tired, but I got in and I started looking at some of the information, and I thought I might put this up. What you're looking at is 4 p.m. today on VentuSky. Many of you know what I'm talking about, but for you new guys in the last few days, if you go to our website at bpearthwatch.com, scroll down on the left, you'll see VentuSky. Now, when you get there, it's going to be up at the top around your temperatures and stuff like that. So what you want to do is scroll down. You can see it's very warm, but come down to air quality. What we're looking at is parts per million at 10. And also the date is the 29th. That's today. And I'm going to set this at 4 p.m. this afternoon because that's when we started getting very good satellite images, not from this model, but very good satellite images before the sun went down. You can see that we got some very strong or very high concentrations of the Saharan dust, very unhealthy in the red. And I'm going to move this up until current time. I just want to show you the changes. But right here, and I'm going to show you some satellite imaging that I've never seen before, and I've watched this stuff probably since they had this type satellite imaging. You guys that watch my channel have seen it too. But you're in Central Florida over Lake Okeechobee, and here you were at moderate levels. I'm getting a little concerned on the accuracy of these readings, okay? And I'll show you why. But anyway, 40 was moderate. 40 is listed as good. But guys, some of the indications or of the new regulations is they're lowering this standard here to where it's you're getting closer to 25, and then above 25 is not good. We'll see how that works out, but that's what they're in the middle of changing. And you can see how it's pulling out to sea. Now look at the concentrations in the Gulf of Mexico. Now this says moderate at 44. By the time I move this to 10 p.m., the current time, you're going to see the concentrations build up. And the reason I'm back at 4 p.m. is I want to go to that visual satellite of this area. I've never seen anything like it. Let's just move this up. We're going to go to 7 p.m. here tonight. Notice the concentrations building up right here. Yeah, I think you've got kind of the wind patterns kind of colliding here. But notice now in this area that was moderate is 133, very unhealthy. You get into 135 in that area, unhealthy. 136, unhealthy. And then, of course, when you come down, it gets stronger and stronger. Very unhealthy. But did you notice the concentration go from yellow to red? Let me just back up to 4 p.m. See this area. The reason I'm saying this, all of Texas up into Houston along the coast, you're about to get pounded. Let's go to 7 p.m. tonight. Notice the concentration build up. Now let's go to 10 p.m. Now what's happening is it's moving with this wind pattern. So from Houston, maybe the border close to Louisiana, all the way through this section of Mexico and to Texas. And that's as far as it's at now because we're at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. But these levels are unhealthy. See that? And guys, I've noticed dust on the vehicles here in central Mississippi. And also tonight, you can see it's starting to build back up because the Gulf of Mexico is filling up again. And now in Central Florida, this time, it's lower you're not into this moderate risk. And let me just kind of back it out, kind of give you an idea what we're looking at. Excuse me, let me back this out a little. Pull this down. It's a global map. And what has happened, we were watching this low pressure system. And last night I said it may give us a break as far as cutting this pattern in half. And that's what it's done. You see that? And that may not give us but 1 day's break, but anything helps. And we'll be watching as we go forward. But it has, as this storm was absorbing all this dust, which prohibits the development, it is getting decimated. It's almost a 0% chance of development now on this storm. You've got another system forming off the East Coast that's going to move out into the North Atlantic. But here you're seeing that battle. And the storm or the low pressure system won in a way because it did divide it, but it was decimated in the process. So that one's dying out, and that's what we talked about last night. But now I want to go and show you some visual radar, and I'm concerned about some of the readings because of that. Now, the reason I went back to 4 p.m., and as you look at this, it's dark now as that the sun has come over, but look at this, and I'm going to stop it as it comes through. Let me back. Right here, guys, this is denser than anything I've ever seen anywhere in the U.S. It's even above the rate of some forest fires. Look at that Central Florida was dealing with today. Never seen anything that comes close to this. Again, we'll go through it one more time. Back at about 4 p.m. when it was moderate, you saw what was happening there. That is very, very strong. Check that out. I've never seen it before. And I'm going to back this out. Let's look at the entire Gulf of Mexico. Let this cycle through. You're going to see a couple of things. First, again, off the east coast of Florida, that's dust storm. But look right here, guys. And the reason that, and let me stop this as it comes back around. I'll show you what. Okay. At 4 p.m., this wasn't that bad. At 7 p.m., this was starting to really build up here. And as we move forward, it even got worse by 10 p.m. But look, I want you to notice as I restart it, this group of clouds is moving directly west. So that's pushing this into a concentrated area. You see what I'm saying? In other words, this dust storm is moving in this direction. But with the pressure here, we're getting a concentration in this area. And that's what we were seeing on the model. Let me play this forward. It's hard to see that here because it's getting dark. But that is the concentrated area. Let it come through one more time. Right in here. Again, you'll notice this storm system here meeting this wind that's pushing the dust. It's like a barrier, a stop sign, or a yield sign. And so that's allowing a concentrated layer to get ready to move up into Texas and possibly western Louisiana. But guys, I don't want to make this any longer. I wanted to update that and let you know because, like I said, here in central Mississippi, we're getting dust on the vehicles, and that same dust is getting into folks' lungs. So just be careful with it. A lot of things we're watching about this dust storm. But as we see it move again, this layer of white clouds in the top left corner is causing this dust to kick back and concentrate. You guys in Texas, it's a heads up. Be safe.